At me, bitch. Ryan Shane or Sidney Gantt.
Whoa.
Tim Butterly.
It's good to be back.
Wiggle those tootsies for everybody in the chat.
Look at them. Know.
Yeah.
Look at them. I hope the bottoms of my socks look okay.
Oh, yeah, they look great.
Don't
man.
look. They're not bad.
Okay. They are good, which is unfortunate because you really got to pick it up for the people who are into that kind of stuff.
Dirt balls are getting hard right now.
There's no holes. There's no. It looks great.
That's the thing about feet. There's no holes.
There's no holes.
Yeah.
not, you try hard enough. There's holes.
It's a design flaw in the divine plan.
Yeah. The only one that circumvented that was Jesus. Oh man, I could suck on his toes and fuck his feet.
There had to be one apostle that was like, "I'm breaking in there."
Hear me out.
Yeah, look, he's already our boy's dead, dude.
Was he the patron saint of? You don't want to know.
Look, he said he's coming back in 3 days, right? Well, let's just do it.
Come on. Yeah, we got 71 hours to get it there.
Yeah. Worst case scenario, I repent, I go to heaven. Best case scenario, I fuck feet. I fuck a foot. I'm going in. Who's helping me move the rock? Nobody's helping me move the rock.
Would you keep the sandals on?
What, Jesus is?
If you were fucking Jesus' feet.
No.
Would you just pull him to the side, pull the fog?
When in Jerusalem, you have to, man.
You probably bend down and bite it off with your foot and flop it up over your head.
Shader's wearing the sandal on his face.
I definitely would, dude. You got it. If you have a chance to fuck Jesus' feet, you probably got to take that chance.
And you've got a hooker weeping at his feet.
Oh,
so you
I
probably
know.
got hooker tears on his feet.
Dude. We have the
they're clean as
ultimate opportunity to. We have AI now. We can recreate this.
Yeah.
What would it be like if Mary was crying on feet while you banged a dead man's foot? Come on.
It's really Good Friday.
Is there any metaphorical significance to Mary Magdalene having the same name as Jesus' mother?
Ooh.
Is there any?
I think they only had like 3 or 4 names.
Yeah, I think it was just Mary.
Yeah, the guy just got tired of writing.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, fucking Mary.
You don't hear a lot of Denises back then. It's like Abby. No.
I ain't moving no damn rock. Okay, Janice.
Come on.
Yeah.
Be out your damn mind. I think I'm gonna move a damn boulder.
Yeah, I mean that's got to be. Have you ever dated a woman or been with a woman with the same name as your mom?
One time. Yeah.
With your mom or sister? Anybody?
What was the second part?
Have you ever been with a woman that's either had the same name as your mom or your sister? Have you ever been with somebody who's got like 1 degree? No.
No, you?
Yeah. I've been with a Susan and a Melissa, which is very, very crazy.
Was it hard to dirty talk?
It was weird when you I actually just called him bitch the whole time, so it was which was weird because
I dated a woman named Mom. Well, this is awkward.
It's like, oh, you bitch.
That's my mommy's name.
But Susan was the weirdest one. Like being with a chick named Susan was like, I didn't know what to. I was just.
I think that'd be weird for anybody.
Yeah, Susan.
Come on.
Yeah, it's a real old slut name.
Yeah, but it was. She was great. She
It's
was
like a
great
diner
lady.
waitress.
Yeah.
Sue, get out of here, Sue.
Yeah.
Suck it,
Susan,
Sue.
finish your cum.
It's been broken by a bunch of men.
Susan.
Yeah.
No hands,
What on the
Susan?
beat, sweetheart?
Yeah, she definitely had a trucker's voice. She was like, I'm gonna gag on it. And I was like, oh, thank you, Susan. She's like, no problem, Chief.
Teeth in or out. Or backwards.
I only got 15 minutes until I gotta be back in there.
Reversible teeth.
Oh, dude.
Dude, that's what I look forward to. Getting old is like when my wife and I have dentures, switching them out.
You go to and one mixed teeth?
Yeah.
Dude, wait, if you turn your...
What's your A1 mixed teeth name?
Mr. Can't Get Hard. What you gonna do with it, Mr. Can't Get Hard?
Do you put your dick in your shirt and bop it around your hole?
Yeah, I wish. I just saw a video with the professor. He's doing pretty good, and man, a fucking vicious bowl cut still, man.
Yeah. Ooh. Well, he's receding a little bit.
Yeah.
And that bowl cut, that he's hanging on to that bowl cut, that's his youth right there.
Yeah.
You know,
like his head kind of looks like a Picasso painting, and I think it's intentional to distract from the actual hairline. There's a lot of angles, a lot of like recession where they're like intentional recession.
Yeah. He has like one of those small heads and small faces that when it gets older, it just looks grumpier. You know?
Yeah.
So he looks like a grumpy old man, but he's like the sweetest guy.
A real lemon head, yeah.
Yeah.
How old is the professor?
Probably like 35.
Man, he's got tenure, dude. He
Yeah.
got bathroom
Yeah.
tender. Damn.
Wait, when was he popping originally? He's
Like
only
late
35?
90s?
Yeah. So we
Actually,
just
more than that,
we
maybe.
just did the math on this
Yeah,
recently.
what was he, 11?
Yeah, and one popped off in like 93. Started in like
Yeah,
93 and
okay.
really like took off in like 96.
Yeah.
And I think that's when he got involved.
Okay.
Damn.
Yeah. So he's old.
That's when the professor got tenure.
Yeah.
Were you ever big? How good at basketball are you, Mike?
Not very good. I'm
No?
I'm okay, but like as a wigger, I always thought I was better than I was.
You had all right. You had wigger muscles. That's great. Tim, were you good at basketball? Ever?
Absolutely not.
No. Sidney,
No.
I don't have that. Dylan, were you good at basketball?
That's pretty good.
That's
Tim looks like he would be tragic to pick on your team because he looks like he would be good at basketball. He looks like one of those white
Yeah.
dudes that's like a good shooter.
yeah.
Dribbles just good
Nope.
enough to get open.
Yeah.
And now I want you to think about being on the other side of that kind of poor decision, where suddenly you're saying, "I never said I was good. I was just here."
You're wearing a fucking headband, dude. Pull your socks down.
Well, no, I actually didn't like when he jammed his shoulder into my chest. It was really painful, so I backed off.
Stop saying ugh.
The ball keeps hurting my fingers when you pass it to me. Throw it slower. You jammed both of my ring fingers already.
Tim just
And I
rubbing
need
his
that
chest
for when
all
I get to
the
go to
time.
Blockbuster this weekend and rent video games.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah,
That's
the
tough.
first time I saw Tim play basketball, he looked like he was poorly failing a field sobriety test.
I also don't know how to regulate my breathing for basketball, so I'm like, I'm a big sweater. I'm a profuse
man.
sweater.
That's
so
gross.
it was 2-on-2 with strangers, and it was me and Mike split up. And three guys having a great time, and me just wondering, like, how do you guys train for this, dude? I feel like my body's shutting down.
Do you have an extra bone in your lungs?
Also, one time someone checked the ball really hard into my gut and knocked the wind out of me. I said, I'm never playing this fucking game
Oh
again. It's
man,
for
did you
savages.
slam it down and
This
walk
game
away?
is for subhumans.
Yeah.
I would never
Or
touch
did you just unfold
Look,
and
I don't
let
know
the
who
ball
this game
fall
is
out?
most popular with, but I don't like them starting now.
Yeah, what if all the clan guys were just guys who had their fucking fingers jammed from checking the ball too hard?
They're all wearing the splint. No, it's not actually broken. It just hurts.
Oh man, that's great. So you never played basketball? So yeah, I
I
guess you
did play basketball. Not never play basketball, just stunk at it.
Well, I mean, that's pretty much
That's considered not playing.
that's pretty much never playing basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty much never.
It is.
The older kids
ruined
were also,
basketball for
by the
three
way,
other people. Every time.
the older kids at Amber Playground were also just like mercilessly beating the fuck out of the younger kids. And basketball, there was always a good excuse for them to just like let it rip.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like you take a couple of those, and eventually you're just like, okay, I think I'm going to go kind of just like stand on the sliding board for a while.
Yeah.
You couldn't even slide on the sliding.
Well, it's like you get bored of sliding on it.
Yeah, so you just
Yeah,
stand
there
up?
was a time period where basketball was creating hacky sack players.
Straight up.
And then that was hard too. So I was just like, I'll just fucking enjoy the vibe.
Yeah, were you hackers? Were you guys?
I got
I
into
did
a little
for a
bit in
second.
high school. I had fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was probably the whitest thing I did.
What was your best trick?
I didn't have any. I would just get in the
for the
circle.
love of the
yeah,
game?
just.
Yeah.
I didn't know any
I was
tricks.
pretty
You
good.
try to bounce it on your toes.
He was hacking with his heart. What was your best trick?
I would kick it up in the air and catch it on the back of my neck, and then roll it down my arm and kick it at people. I did it. I did it pretty hard. I would also catch the hacky sack in my mouth and then let it fall down. And kick
No.
it. Yeah. I was.
What was your
gross.
trick?
No, I would try that one.
Wait, yeah, that's
You
way
never
above my
caught a
pay grade.
hacky sack on the top of your head?
Get outta here.
Same silhouette as the California Games guy.
I had an afro, and at the time I was hacking, and I
might
would
lose
catch
it
it.
in
I would
there.
catch it in there, and it just didn't seem as impressive.
It bothers the birds.
Because white people they don't know how black hair works. They're like,
constantly
of
walking
course,
with broken
of
robin
course you
eggs
can-
dripping down his face.
I imagine if a hacky sack hit you, other hacky sacks would fly out the side of the afro. It's like It's like, whoa.
It's like when your dad finally goes on the roof to get all your roof balls. He's just like, I forgot I even had that one.
What is that? All your Frode sacks. Yeah, no, that was me. But I wanted to do that.
Yeah, dude.
Catch on a nape. I wanted to be one of those guys.
Oh yeah, a napist.
Yeah. I wanted to nape it.
But we played very aggressive hacky sack though. There was one time I
Full
caught
contact?
it. Yeah, dude. There was one time I caught it on like the back of my neck, and my buddy Eric kicked me directly in the face because he was like he tried to get that
Did the hacky sack go up?
Dude, I fucking fell down.
That's the legal
dude,
hack.
and it went right back to how I was like, oh, okay, I see what we're doing here. Yeah, there was a couple elbows in the hacky sack game. There was a couple times that I remember we would hacky sack with like beer, and we would like spray it in people's face while we were hacky. Like there was no rules to
It was
this hacky
never
sack.
fun doing stuff with bad white kids. They would always turn it into like a mosh pit.
Yeah,
Everything turned into a mosh
but
pit.
it was dude,
Shaner, was there ever an afternoon where you tried to figure out how to add a blade to the edge of a frisbee?
so.
Of course.
It wasn't blades. I found. Do you know when like nail guns come in, like nails for nail guns come in that like big strip?
Yeah.
So I found a way if you keep knocking them, you can bend them into a circle. And I made a frisbee like that. And I remember thinking it would be like the coolest thing to like use as like Kung Lao. I was like, I could just throw this in the woods. And I remember like I made a bunch of them, and the treehouse we were at, I'm like, yo, I made weapons for the treehouse. Nobody has to worry.
In case any girls go.
It's like we have to
throw nails at them.
We have to protect the porno at all costs in this treehouse. Yeah, there was
coming for our women.
Dude, I made that, and then there was another time. I think I found an old. I don't know where the fuck it came from. There was a coconut in the woods. There was like just a discarded coconut shell.
Yeah, I think that was mine.
I don't know.
Glad you guys found my coconut.
But we put. I remember we put nails.
There's
through
a
that.
rival treehouse. Like the coconut's gone. I think it was the porn guys. God, fellas. Anyone have an ice skate we can sharpen?
Dude.
And that rivalry went back and forth for years.
There was one kid who made. We found again. I don't know what the fuck these were. They were gigantic. They looked like hacksaw blades, but they were huge. They weren't like there's no saw this could have fit on, but they were gigantic. They had holes on either side, but they were hacksaw blades. And this kid found a broom handle and duct taped them to either end and was like using it like a bow staff. And I was like, we are the coolest kids in the world.
Have you ever thought about weaponizing quadriplegics? I think you would be
Have
really
I
good
thought
at that.
about it?
Like,
like
nunchucks.
I think the thing about a quadriplegic, that's something you never expect until you're already dying. Like, you know, like if a quad was coming towards you, you would be like, oh,
Shout out Quad Squad. By
I have
the way.
nothing. I have nothing to fear.
Yeah.
But if the quad like ticked its head and then underneath its like dick came out like a small knife or something, and it started coming toward you, you'd be like, what is this about?
Allah Akbar.
Yeah, dude.
So 100 quadriplegics, one gorilla.
Whoa.
What do we have?
He's got to get tired of all that metal.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, he's gonna need a tetanus shot.
just can't do it.
Also, they're inquisitive. He's gonna try a chair eventually.
Yeah.
Like he's just sitting in it.
He's distracted. Forever coordinating because they're typing with their eyes.
Get him.
Gorilla goes like, calm down, buddy. Calm down, buddy. Uh-oh. Back up. Oh, man. Hearing the screams of quadriplegics being ripped apart by a ape has got to be amazing.
Great. Now my talk straw has gorilla spit all over it.
All right, let's recoup. Who's alive? Make noise.
And dying in your beds years from now. Would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that?
Dude, I just wonder how many monotone no's you would hear the whole time. Like, no.
You better not look at me.
No.
Please, they're begging. Please.
Please.
Make it stop.
And then there will be one time, I guarantee,
Who signed this waiver for us?
the one gorilla would pick a dude up and like wiggle him by his head, and then he'd be like, "Oh my god, my legs are bad!" Like, oh,
Walking, it's crazy.
wait a minute, yes. And you see him take off. He's like,
It's a gorilla goal.
"Oh, I'm telling you, look, I'm not going to say it will work for everyone. It might work for some of you."
Dude, there's an entire line of them that are catapulting colostomy bags. Loose.
Imagine he's like, "Brothers, hold. Brothers, hold. Hold. Now. Release the colostomy bags." Dude, that was... I mean, we're not that far off to watching that actually happen. Like, we'll watch... I think in our lifetime, we will actually see someone pay to have a gorilla tear apart 100 men.
Yeah, Mr. Beast is gonna.
Oh, yeah.
It's gonna be like a weekday video for Mr. Beast.
Yeah.
Today I'm donating $100,000 to Ghana. All you have to do is watch this gorilla rip open 400 Africans. It's just like,
Bring on the goners.
yeah.
Yeah, I would I pay to watch a gorilla rip a man apart? Yeah.
Would you have to antagonize him though, or would he instinctively know that like he's being teased?
You think the gorilla's gonna be like, I ain't even on that shit.
Yeah. Y'all better not be putting this on YouTube.
Y'all can't ruin my day.
Go ahead, record me. Record me then.
Sorry, I'm blessed and highly favored today, baby.
And I regret giving that gorilla that inflection.
Oh man. But eventually the gorilla like, "Oh, you want to see me be a gorilla now? I'll be a gorilla now. You want to see me be a gorilla
Don't
now? I'll
make
be
me
a
go
gorilla
gorilla
now."
on you. Don't make me go gorilla on you.
Okay. And
Jay
there's one gorilla.
Goodall's like, he's not even worth it.
Yeah. I was gonna say there's one gorilla like, "This is what they want from you, man.
Yo,
This
don't
is
give
what
it
they
to
want
him.
from you, man.
Don't give it to him.
Banana down.
Put it down.
This used to be a nice jungle.
I'm tired of this shit.
Don't let them tell you who you are.
You know that's how they get you. Stop. Come on, man. I taught you better than that."
Yo, I'm just sick and tired, man. Yo, sick and tired gorilla. Yo, I'm just sick and tired of being sick and tired, man.
Can't do it no more, man.
Yo,
Shit is fucked up here, man. I miss my mom, son.
I miss my Uncle Charles, y'all.
Yeah, I think we'll see.
Where will we see this?
Where?
Yeah, where you?
E-fucked, maybe. We'll see it. We'll see it on like an
So I gotta
old
get a
timey
whole other
website.
subscription for this
Yeah,
shit.
dude, we'll see it on a whole old timey website.
we should make people in that significant of a financial despair or a physical despair aware that you can donate your body to E-fucked.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like you don't have to be cremated,
Straight
science, organ donor. You can donate it to E-fucked.
Oh man, that would be so sick. Is E-fucks even still? Are they still active?
I haven't browsed to it in a while. And
Damn it.
I haven't seen the watermark in a gorilla's age.
I always wonder about E-fucked every now and again.
I don't even know what it was. I missed.
Is it still active? Yes.
So this was just like a
Sid,
place
you
to
don't know
see
about
the
E-fuck.
worst stuff.
No, it was, I mean, ostensibly about adult film bloopers.
Yeah, for the most part.
But
There's-
it's not like Dorf does porn. It's like really dark stuff. It's like, you know, a lot of these were set up for failure. You know what I mean?
a lot of that was the first time I ever saw a broken penis.
Whoa.
And it was
Like emotionally, like he had his heart broken.
it actually just a penis that tried to take on 100 whores. I was like, I can't do this no more, man.
Like a penis that gave up on life.
Yeah, it was no, a penis that like it was snapped in a vagina.
How do they fix it?
I don't know how they fix it. All I
Wait,
do
her vagina Aikido'd a penis?
No, so basically it was a lady riding on a wiener, and then the wiener came out of the vagina, and she came down full force on the side.
She was a hefty lady, huh?
No, it was just a lady who was real enthusiastic about riding wangs. And yeah, that's all it takes, man.
Did the guy know immediately how bad the injury
Oh,
was?
it was like watching a gorilla throw a quadriplegic. It was
Yeah.
just immediately to the side, and he was yelling and screaming, and then like the cameraman's like trying to follow, which is crazy because the cameraman was like following him, like, "Yo, man, what happened? Come on, man, it can't be that bad." It's like, "Yo, this is seriously fucked up."
It's kind of nuts because like you think back and it's there's so many times, especially like if you've drunk driven, you're like, "Oh my god, there before the grace of God go I." How many times did it slip out and you doink your wife's butt and you're just like, that could have easily been me.
Your life flashes
You
behind
getting
you.
doinked in the butt?
No. Mine slides out. You doink your wife, and you feel a little bend.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
but to the point where it's uncomfortable and not essentially painful.
Yeah, there's been a couple times where I've had to wrangle some people down, like feel like you are getting out of control.
Yeah.
You need to stop right now.
You are acting like a kid in church.
You're gleaming the pube right now. It's like you can't
You gotta
have
put the bungee cords on her. You gotta strap her to the ground.
Yeah, choke her.
Yeah, she needs to be anchored. We gotta anchor you
it was
like
very,
a volleyball net.
Yeah, there's a couple times you're like, "Yo, you're getting too. This is crazy."
Yeah.
Because I don't
God's
want
watching us.
Yeah.
There's no explaining a broken penis to God right now.
Yeah, stop trying to catch air on my penis. please.
Yeah.
Seriously, she was just trying to airborne it. Like it was not great.
Using radical and dirty talk. It's like, how much Red 40 did you have, bitch?
It was scary, and that was like another time I thought I was gonna break my penis. Well,
Intentionally?
Yeah, he was holding it hostage.
I actually tried to break it like a.
I was testing my mic.
I was lining up my chi. I was like,
He just had it laying across 2 bricks.
and then an Asian man came and lit it on fire. He's like, "It's easier this way. It's easier to break it this
He
way."
headbutted his dick.
No, I was
I
banging.
can break 3 Shaner dicks. Look at him.
I was banging a chick on a recliner, and what happened was we were like reclined, and everything was fine. And then what happened was the back part of the recliner broke, and she went forward, and like I was holding her, and then I pushed her back down, and her thigh hit my dick. And I remember, dude, it was like one of those things where I was awaiting not pain, but a sound. Like I was awaiting like the
Cuts to the Mortal Kombat close-up.
Seriously.
His spine gets shattered.
I heard the like, I was like, "Oh no!" But then nothing. But that was like one of the closest I really thought my dick was gonna break off my body. And then I don't know what I do. Like I don't know what I do if that ever happened.
Well, relative to
All
that,
night vet. This is the last time I'm doing this right.
do you think a lady would view that as a badge of honor, though, if she broke your dick?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe, but I've never let her forget though.
She would put it on a necklace of broken dicks if you let her.
It's my favorite Green Day song.
It would be crazy if you saw a chick with tally marks. She's like, "This is for everyone that I've broken." It's like, oh, this is either the best or worst layout.
Yeah, just snap him like glow sticks. Just like
Yeah,
just
dude.
turn 'em
Oh, baby.
I thought that's when my dick was gonna break. And then I just, you have that moment where you're like, "Man, that was close." But then you go right back to doing what you're like, "Whoa, that was nuts." All right, let's keep
I'll
going.
process this later.
Exactly, dude. It's like walking in like someone like a bullet flies by. You're like, "Whoa, nuts!" But I gotta still do this.
I ain't got time to have a broken penis.
You know what that was? Skill. That was me just dodging. No,
What is it in the dick that actually breaks?
I think your cartilage. So like all of
Yeah, you
I don't understand where that goes.
Not
when it's
cartilage,
hard.
No, there's no way there's cartilage in
No,
it.
whatever.
I don't understand where the cartilage goes when you're not using it. Does
Okay,
it go
sorry.
back in like a Wolverine claw?
the not the cartilage. The whatever expands with the blood.
Thank God we have an expert for
Yes.
once.
Let me explain this. Every dick is a mutation. You guys are born. You're the children of the atom with your penises.
Professor Sex.
I was born with this curse. No, I think when your boner becomes engorged with blood, all of the whatever holds the blood in there can break, and you can also break your urethra as well.
Whoa.
Which
Yeah,
is
there's like a spongy
yeah,
tissue. in
whatever that is.
Wow,
there.
man.
Gets engorged.
The wiener sponge.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because now I would assume urethra's got to be soft, right? Because that thing can flop all around.
Yeah, but you can't break it.
Yeah, I
You
guess
can't break
it does
it.
get stretched
Yeah,
out.
dude.
Your
Yeah.
tube gets stretched
Yeah.
out.
There's there's some stuff in there.
Man,
It's
There's
weird
some
because you
stuff in
think
that
pussies are
penis.
complicated, but then you hear about all this.
Yeah, there's a vas deferens in there too that I don't
No.
know.
I never liked those two
Yeah.
words.
That's
Yeah.
a weird
Yeah.
word.
Yeah, it's just
they started just making up penis parts to keep us going to the doctor.
yeah. Yeah, that,
I'm tired of big penis controlling me.
Big penis.
Tired of
yeah. At a certain point you're in
Made
health
up
class, you
word.
just slam your pencil down. It's like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Anytime I think of vas deferens, I think of Du Hast by Ramsey.
vas. Vas deferens. Vas deferens. Don't look, you're a faggot. Don't look, you're a faggot.
Damn.
Man, there's so much going on down there. I mean, it truly is like a work of art, like how you're put together, and then how everything, for most people, maintains itself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, did you ever harm your penis?
How do you
Penis
define harm?
blink once, blink twice.
I mean,
for
well,
help.
he almost broke.
I
his
almost
penis.
broke it.
Not.
You play with it too rough?
No, I think the worst thing I've ever done to it is with an electric razor. I got a little too willy nilly with it.
Ooh, no.
Like I had never cut myself with it, and I was really digging at this thing. And then one day I nicked the underside of my meat, and it really bled.
There's a lot of blood in there.
Yeah.
It turns out. I think it's mostly blood.
Yeah.
For a lot of the useful times.
Also
Yeah.
caught myself in my zipper like a fair amount of times.
That's
too.
never happened.
Yeah, I don't
you
wear.
don't wear
I don't want to wear
underwear.
underwear. So it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
My penis looks like Staff Sergeant Barnes from Platoon. it's fucking wild.
It looks like Baraka.
It is not. It is not. It is not the greatest looking. I would.
Will you ever harm your penis?
I've had a scab or two in my day.
You got brush burns on your penis.
Sliding on the road.
You got a skinned penis.
What were you doing? So, did you have a Smurf
Going down a-
Band-Aid on
just
it?
like- you went down a sliding board too fast.
Just like beginner hand jobs, you know.
Still the training wheels on your hands. Wait, what is when you say beginner hand jobs? Were you
When you're a teenager.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you get
I,
hand
kids are
job.
doing it.
I know, but like
She doesn't take the
how
glove
are you,
off.
How are you doing it so
You ever
hard? You
been
got to
dry jacked by a girl who doesn't know what she's doing?
Gotcha.
I mean, it's risky business. And then you also don't know anything either, and you're just like, I guess so.
Yeah. It's starting to get hot, but I guess that's it. I guess that's
Kind of
Smoke coming out of your dick hole.
Is that an orgasm? Am I coming?
She's giving you a Cherokee job. She was giving you stroke signals.
Why are you using Flint?
She read Hatchet. She's like, I can do this. I know
And
how
you
to make
don't
it.
know enough to correct, and you're just like, okay, well, you know, I'm in a new world, man. I guess this is how it goes for the
Yeah.
rest of my life.
Yeah,
Yeah.
anytime a lady's doing like cum-inducing stuff to you up until a certain age, it feels like it's going to be taken away at some point. So I think the inclination is to just like, all right, if I don't say anything and I'm quiet,
Yeah.
I'll keep getting what I want.
This
Yeah.
means it'll all be over soon.
Why did you speak up sooner?
I didn't realize at the time you were actually hurting me.
Your dick has big sunglasses
Yeah.
on. It's like, what? Take those sunglasses
Yeah,
off,
just
penis.
giving it Indian burns. Just like
I have a broken home for my penis.
I slammed a car door on it. It's nothing.
yeah.
What happened? I walked into a wall.
Drop it.
You know what? I brought it on myself. I shouldn't have been acting up. I knew she was mad when she started doing it, and I was poking the bear.
Guys, if you're looking for a 5 where your brain isn't screaming at you, you need to check out Cornbread Hemp. Their CBD gummies are made to help you feel better, whether you're stressed or you just want to relax from a long day. With flavors like blueberry breeze, blood orange, and salted watermelon, their summery flavors will make you feel like you're sitting poolside. If that's not enough, Cornbread Hemp only uses the best part of the plant, the flower, for maximum effectiveness. Tim, have you gotten your shipment yet?
I just got it. It's sitting. It's sitting among the boxes in my house, and I cannot wait for an hour and a half to myself to enjoy one.
Sid, if you're interested, I have THC seltzers in there.
Yeah, what flavor, Tim, should I try?
Me, if it was me, a regular white guy, I'm intrigued by the salted watermelon.
You are, yeah?
Yeah, I think that's a good flavor for literally anybody. Not even specifically just you, for any reason whatsoever. You know, it sounds cool.
Tim, I do question why the salted watermelon cans are wide mouth. but delicious nonetheless. They've got gummies, they've got CBD lotion, balm oil, and THC seltzers. Right now, Dad Meat listeners can save 30% on their first order. Just head to cornbreadhemp.com/fatbird and use code fatbird at checkout. That's cornbreadhemp.com/fatbird and use code fatbird. If you're fueling up for the day, it doesn't have to be complicated. Grab a Huel. Huel is a complete meal in a bottle. No guessing games, no weighing and measuring. Their Black Edition ready to drink has 35 grams of protein, 27 vitamins and minerals, lots of fiber, and low sugar. No matter what your day has in store, you'll be fueled up for it. Tim and I, we swear by Huel.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's been a day that has gone by that we haven't, placed a sweet, sweet Huel to our lips.
I love them all. My wife loves the Black Edition.
Does it make you uncomfortable that your wife loves the
playing,
Black Edition one?
Right, they're all delicious, brother.
For the white edition.
Ryan, I want you to start saving time and money without compromising your nutrition today with this exclusive offer for new customers.
Whoa.
15% off plus a free gift using our exclusive code DADMEAT at Huel.com. That's 15% off plus a free gift for new customers with code DADMEAT at Huel.com. See our show notes for terms and conditions. Skip the stress, not the nutrition. Try Huel today for complete nutrition, bottled. Sid, I was going to say, you look like you're always in great shape. Is there anything special you do?
Wrestle white ladies.
Okay.
That'll do it.
Ryan, are you a white lady wrestler too? Because you look good too.
Am I a white lady? No, I'm only a Puerto Rican lady wrestler.
That's hard mode.
And I don't even know the controls. I just button mash
Sure, you
until I
want to start with a white lady ride?
I'm actually going to show up with my frisbee made of nails to this. I don't give a shit. No, I've been to your house. You have an extensive home gym. You have a very serious thing.
Ryan and I each ate 4 hot dogs the other day.
Sure did. 4 hot dogs, and then yesterday 3 hamburgers, and then almost like half a pound of baked beans and macaroni salad. And I took a huge shit today, like a gigantic shit. And then what was it? How big was it? It was. Picture Sidney's head in a toilet.
No way. With or without the box? No way.
Without the box.
Yeah, he can flatten the ends like when a girl ties a cherry stem with her tongue.
He flattens his shit coming out of it.
It was definitely tied in a poop knot.
You can tie your shit in a knot on the way out.
Is he flirting with me? That's crazy.
But no, I also, like, after I was done, I watched X-Men First Class. You ever watch that one?
Is that the one that was a long time ago?
Yeah, it was not that. Yeah,
It was like the 70s.
I think that's the sickest one, isn't it?
it's where they're putting the team together.
Yeah. That's one of my.
And
I think it's my favorite one.
Do you think Mystique can actually morph her turds into different stuff? You know,
She would
like,
have to morph into something that would make the specific
Yeah,
turd.
she's like her butthole morphs into different shapes.
no, like say like she wants.
Oh, like a Play-Doh
Yeah.
no,
press.
now that's great. You're thinking. I like where
Like
you guys
Diamond
Star
Star.
turd.
Yeah.
all the shapes of whatever's in Lucky Charms.
Oh, cookie cutter.
But I'm talking like say she can make. She wants like a full log.
Okay.
But she's like, it'd be fun just to make this diarrhea. If
I think any woman with a Q in her name could probably do that with shit. That's a shitter's letter.
It's a shitter's letter. Yeah, the capital Q has it's shitting.
Yeah.
that's an O shitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
That definitely
log
is.
dropping out of the hole.
But they never address anything like that at all, which I'm not saying that they would have.
Well, they're
but-
poorly written scripts, Shane.
Yeah, clearly.
Can she only turn into humans, or can she turn into other stuff too?
No, that's only Beast Boy. Beast Boy can turn into
Damn. Okay,
things.
so you're limited to human buttholes and
Human
vagina.
buttholes, human vaginas, and you can also turn into dudes too. Mystique can turn into dudes.
Well,
So
that I don't like. Now let me stop you right there, Ryan. That stinks.
there was a scene in I think of the first X-Men or X2 where Mystique goes into Wolverine's tent and she gets in there and she's fucking Storm. And then Wolverine smells her and is like, "Oh, you're not fucking Storm." And then she morphs.
This isn't black pussy.
No cocoa butter.
You don't smell like black people meat. But then she morphs into Jean Grey. He's like, "I know what you really want. Is it this?" And then she morphs into Jean Grey and then into Rogue, which is kind of weird because Rogue at that point in time is 16 years old.
Yeah.
But it would have been crazy if she just morphed into Brian Cox on top of her naked, just like, I could just be anybody. Maybe this. I just want to get fucked in my ass.
Who would you consider morphing into to play a nice joke on your lady?
To play a nice joke on my lady? Oh my God. I probably her dad. That would be fucking fucking wild. Be the wildest joke you could ever play on somebody. Just like get done, and she turns around and you're like, hey! I thought I told you to clean up your room. I'm going over here. No, I'm trying to think of like a celebrity she thinks is attractive, but I don't even know.
No, you got to go on
Flavor Flav.
You got to turn the clock around so she doesn't know how long you're lasting.
Trying to think, who would you morph into?
Derek Chauvin. Full uniform.
He still has 98% power left. I thought this was going to be a lot more dramatic of a transformation.
Oh man, Tim, who would you morph into?
Probably Beetlejuice.
Which one?
It's probably both.
You could do a little bit of both.
Yeah.
Oh, Beetlejuice cosplaying as Beetlejuice.
Yeah,
that would be
go.
that would be sick.
I go.
Yeah. Oh, me? Yeah. Did you come? A couple times.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe.
It's showtime.
And Sidney, who would you morph into?
Oh, Flavor Flav wasn't a good answer? All
No,
right.
I didn't know if that was your answer. I thought you were telling me that I should morph into.
yeah, it's tough, man. I don't want to morph into somebody that has a bigger dick.
You think Flavor Flav is a bigger dick?
That's kind of gay. Yeah.
Do you have to know how big their penis is for
Yeah.
the transformation, or do you just kind of assume?
You can probably feel it.
You might get surprised.
Yeah. And is it accurate because it's like you're just taking over their form and the penis kind of figures itself out, or do you have to like sort of design the whole thing? You know what I mean?
No, I think you just I think you just think of who they are and they just
I would
kinda,
give everybody a small penis and take pictures of myself. But then I would turn into everyone I know with the smallest dick ever.
But here's the deal, right? If you're thinking of them while you're hard, that really complicates your
Yeah,
sexuality.
no, that's weird. I don't want to go like fucking soft up when I'm like trying to morph into my girlfriend's dad. That would
Oh,
be
dude, how crazy would that be if, like, while you were fucking, you start morphing into all the things you were thinking of to not come?
Oh, that'd be nice.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty crazy.
I just morph into John Kruk at one point in time. I'm just picturing the 93 fills. Like, oh, no. Just trying to keep myself from coming. I'm sorry, babe. Yeah.
Damn, has anyone ever lost a ball that publicly besides Tom Green?
You mean Tom Green or John Kruk?
Both.
Oh,
No.
John Kruk was probably the
was-
most prominent
Yeah.
ball loss
Yeah.
of the
Lance
entire
Armstrong.
90s.
Lance Armstrong, he lost
Yeah,
balls.
that was a big one.
That was why he started doping. They just buried that story. I forgot about it.
He lost balls.
Yeah, he totally forgot about how many he had with the doping stuff.
Well, he started with 3.
Yes. He did have an unfair advantage.
That was the biggest thing. They're like, you have too many balls. Yeah, Michelle Obama probably.
A Tour de France to more into pants.
I would love to be in your brain for that process. For that
I'm
one.
going to take a sip for you. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, if everyone wants to take a minute, that's fine. I completely get it. But, Ryan, you were talking about Michelle Obama's penis?
Yeah, I was saying that was probably not a public ball loss, but I'm pretty sure that's going to come out. You know,
It has to. And I think everybody is just operating under the assumption that she's got a huge one.
well, when they show her dancing around, you see that fucking kielbasa banging up against those pleated pants.
Yeah.
It's pretty fucking wild.
It seemed
Dylan, don't look
it seemed like she
confused.
had a flopper.
I don't think I've seen that video. Right?
Dude, there was one. She was like,
She was at on Ellen DeGeneres'
yeah,
show.
dude, it was.
It looked like she
fucking
had
wild.
Ellen in her pants. It's crazy.
It looked like
It's
Marky,
crazy.
looked like Mark Wahlberg's dick from fucking Boogie Nights. Like it looked fake, and like it was just like, wow, that is a huge hog in there, just banging on that thigh.
Did you guys see the president of France who's married to his
Brigitte
biological
Macron?
Brigitte
Yeah.
Macron, who is either his biological father or uncle, mashing his face on the plane,
Yeah.
Very invested.
and then he's
Badass
just standing
move.
there looking French as hell.
Yeah.
What was didn't he try to get ahead of that and say like they were just messing around or something?
They were
that?
they were roughhousing.
Roughhouse.
Yeah, it's
You know,
like,
like
like Dana White and his wife.
your 80-year-old uncle was just goofy. Actually, that is a better story.
Yes.
Your 80-year-old uncle was messing with you on a
Yeah.
plane. That's way more believable than your elderly wife.
Yeah, we were watching Jackass right as the plane landed.
I just, I mean, when is that going to come out too?
What?
Like that's a dude, right?
Brigitte
Yeah.
Macron.
Oh, it's already been
Yeah.
exposed.
Okay, so
Thank you, Candace Owens.
when are they gonna like just put that baby to bed and be like, yeah, I'm just banging a. Wouldn't you think he would just be like, look, I'm just banging a dude?
Yeah,
like, wouldn't you
I mean,
think that would be easier?
That
just
lady's going to be dead soon, so it's like there's no shame coming her way because she's like fucking 80.
That's going to look like an alien autopsy.
No, it's
Yeah,
going to be a
so-
ball topsy. Is what it is.
It's just a distended belly.
There's 5 sets of nuts in here. I would think like if you were dating or you were married to, if you're a public figure and you're married to clearly a woman who is a man, why wouldn't you just be like, yeah, you could easily just, you're already
It's
elected.
Career suicide.
In France?
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, very
Come on.
forgiving population.
Yeah.
In France?
That's who you would want to come out to.
Yeah. Of all the places you come out to France. France is half gay anyway.
Yeah, half gay, half Muslim.
It's the yin and the yang, dude, of gayness, dude. I just figured, like, you're already elected, right?
Yeah.
You're already the president. Why be like, yeah, my wife is actually just packing.
You don't even have to say it. I think you could just have like an artist make like a logo of like a grocery bag with a faggot sticking out the top.
Yes.
Marcone in the bone zone. I just figure, like, you already have, like, I don't know. You're already there.
Just like live your truth is what
Just
you're
live
saying.
exactly.
Yeah,
That's exactly. Sorry.
Just come out and say like, hey,
Those are
my
the words I was looking
80-year-old
for.
wife who poached me when I was a 14-year-old in high
Yes.
school is a guy, and I think that's cool.
You know what? I thought love was love here.
And on top of this too, how forgiving do you think the public would have been if he just knocked her out as soon as she hit him? Pretty forgiving.
It would have been pretty great.
I mean, we'd have to admit he was a man.
Yeah.
For starters.
Well, imagine walking down the stairs and then getting down and then pantsing him. That would have been.
Now who's funny?
Now I'm just like, oh, you want to get
I
me?
thought we were joshing.
Just
My
walking
bad.
away like, sorry.
I thought we were playing around.
Or even just a playful ball tap. Would have been, dude.
Yeah, what are you doubling over for?
Just like, oh yeah, like, dude, let's see how it goes.
Ball tapping is the only thing straight marriage is missing.
Straight up.
It's the only improvement I can think of.
I guarantee.
What an equalizer that would be.
No, I think we're good without it.
Nah,
That would be a great fundraiser for Michelle Obama's foundation. Be like, yo, every ball tap, 10 G's to Michelle Obama Foundation.
yeah, to feed fat children or whatever vegetables. And sack tapping your trans wife
Dude,
so that fat children can get fucking healthier gushers or whatever. There's kids in lunch debt prison right now writing Nelson Mandela letters to get released, and Michelle Obama's gonna let you flick her nuts. She's gonna get a Nobel Prize. She's gonna get a statue.
Just one.
The Nobel Oversized Peace Prize.
Sweet peas prize.
Sweet piece, right?
It's so fucking crazy.
Malala's just like, what the fuck, man?
Damn it.
Yeah.
I thought that milk tastes nasty.
Yeah.
Not that that's how she talks. I'm just like, all young people sound like that.
Yeah, they all do.
Yeah.
That's Gen Z, dude. It's Gen Z. It's not about. It has nothing to do with that.
Yeah. No, my wife tried to implement playful ball tapping into our relationship, but she's got like, we call her Baby Huey. She doesn't know how to regulate her strength.
Yeah.
When she
I
does
get
it. So every single time that happened, it's like I had to I had to tell her right away, that is not cute. You can't do that. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That takes all the
20,
fun
25
right out of
years, it's only been like 3 times.
Did you try hitting her with like a titty twister or anything?
it. No idea what I'm doing. Did you give her a Ric Flair chop to the top of the tit? Straight down?
That's actually no bullshit. That's how it was starting. Like I was like lifting her tit and letting it flop down, just like a tit flick.
Yeah, a little scoop.
And she was like, "What if I,
And if she hit you and like it makes a thud instead of a smack
Yeah.
sound.
yeah.
I was like, see how that's not sexy? Yeah. See how girls don't know how to play?
What if I? And she puts on brass knuckles. It's the same thing.
Yeah, that's why I started putting a sign on my dick that said "No girls allowed."
Do you think ball tapping was like the first like implement of the measures they used at Guantanamo Bay? Like if you sense a guy's like lying, just be like, all right,
Oh yeah, it's probably like
before the dogs come out.
When the fucking what movie was that? Was it Casino Royale where they put James Bond in the chair?
Yeah, that's crazy.
So they put him in the chair, a wicker chair, and the bottom's missing.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And then they take this whoever
Like
the
a
bad
rope,
guy is. I can't remember the guy's name.
The guy with the name.
Yeah. But they
Mads
take
Mikkelsen.
they take a big like sack full of fucking I don't even know what it is, and they whip
I thought it was
it
a rope with a
just a
heavy
rope
knot
with a
on the
knot.
end.
Yeah, was it a rope with a head? I thought there was. I thought there was some kind of change purse up against there. My brain was just making it worse than it was. I thought there was a live crab attached to it.
A rack of nail gun ammo.
That's because every time his balls got hit, coins fell out like Sonic.
Yeah.
It was like,
But no, they whip his nutsack underneath the fucking chair, and it looks fucking horrendous, dude.
Do you remember the hardest you've ever been hit in the balls?
Yep.
yes.
What were they?
I was at a skating rink, and I was trying to spin skate, but I was like, there was people. I was in a path where people were trying to go around the circle. I should have been in the middle trying to learn how to spin, but I was on the path and I spun, fell on my ass, and a girl was trying to avoid stepping on me, lifted up and came right down on my nuts.
Whoa.
It was like it was almost as if I opened up and displayed for her to step on my nuts. And the metal, like not the wheels, like the metals in between both sets of wheels smashed into my nuts. Like that was the hardest.
That is so. Someone did a 50-50 grind on your wiener.
Yes.
That is fucked up, dude.
My brother and his friends called that a gas pedal. When you step down on someone's meat.
Dude, that is the coolest name.
Yeah, it is.
It's like,
Yeah, they tried out all their moves on me. I was the
felt more
crash
like
test dummy.
felt more like a brake, but sure, gas pedal. Yes, gas pedal. I got gas pedal.
The gas.
Did you ever
pedal.
feel like you were going to have irreparable damage done to your testicles?
Yeah. I told you about when I had mumps, right?
Vaguely.
No.
Okay.
Mumps?
I'm sure I've
I-
talked about this on some podcast at some point, but I had mumps.
Wait, did either one of you try to connect where this story is going before he's telling it? Like
No.
he got mumps, and then there was almost irreparable damage to his nuts.
Okay.
You didn't try to fill in any of that.
No, but I do remember hearing that mumps lead to bumps.
So, okay. So I think mumps, I don't know if the virus always does this, but it localizes in your body. And mine was in my right testicle.
What?
And so my right testicle swelled up to about the size. I'm going to go baseball, maybe.
Dude, mumps are so gay.
And I thought I
Regulation?
was going to die.
I'm
Yeah.
just going to localize right here if y'all don't mind. Don't mind me
If you
localizing.
don't mind,
No, I won't lean to the left one.
don't mind me.
Yeah, so it became like engorged and extremely sensitive, and maybe some of the worst pain I've ever experienced.
Man.
And I hid it from my parents for like a week before I was
Before
just
they
like,
were like, Tim?
well, I was just like, this will probably go away. But then I showed my
How old were you when this happened?
probably like between 10 and 12. Maybe let's average 11.
All right.
That's like the worst genital injury
Yeah.
age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I didn't want to show my parents, and then I showed my brother.
And then you did the gas pedal. He's like, we can get rid of this. Jesus. So you showed him.
Yeah, and he was like, "Yeah, we gotta run this up the chain of command."
Whoa.
He's like, I'm not qualified for this. I'm sorry.
Above my pay grade.
I'm sorry. I've never
I'm
seen
a
anything
brother,
like
not
this.
a doctor.
That's got to be scary when your own brother's scared for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's got to be scary
Yeah,
being the
someone who's never
brother.
once shown concern for your safety is like
Yeah.
sweating and alarmed.
He's like, all right, whatever they say, I didn't do this. Remember, I just
I
looked.
was never here.
I didn't even do this. I didn't do this to you, dude.
You want to kick me in the balls? I'm hurt too.
Exactly. Oh, your pulls in my eyes. Actually, it's like,
Paul, why is your brother's testicle huge?
I didn't do this. Yeah. So then you showed your brother, and then you had to go. Now, who did you go to first?
The neighbor. Had to knock on every door like he's a
Someone please
pedophile.
look at my nuts.
I remember I really noticed that one day we were at the schoolyard down the street from my house. It was an abandoned school at the time, and that was just where we played like stickball and like broke stuff and threw TVs off of the roof and stuff.
Sounds great.
And one day I was there, and I was like really not down for playing stickball or even homo or whatever you call red butt. And I couldn't run, and I was just like, anyone's balls ever like hurt really bad? And I got some like different answers, and I was just like, all right.
What was the best answer you got?
All the time.
He just pulls like there's a fucking small alligator on his dick. Like, he's like, it hurts constantly.
I think
it's a caiman.
this was before I understood erections. So every time my penis got hard, it was being just mashed down as hard as I could to get rid of it. And I was just like, things are probably just going to be uncomfortable from here on out. What do you guys think about this? And I didn't really make it clear what I was dealing with. I was just like, interesting. Okay. And then I got really worried about it. And that's when I showed my brother.
Damn. And then after you showed your brother, I'm assuming you went to your dad.
Mom and dad come into the bathroom.
Oh, no.
Yeah. And I go, hey, check this out.
Guys, sharks. I'm glad you're here.
Yeah, how did you present?
Ankles behind his head.
Yeah, I think I just pulled my pants down.
Now, did you try to hide your meat at all?
Now, I'm thinking back, and I wish I had maybe cupped penis and held it to the side, but I was just like, I better just go
Yeah, you got to. Yeah.
hands off.
This is whole
Take me as I am.
You're on the roller coaster.
I don't know. Look, I'm going to let you guys do discovery, gather evidence. Let me get out of your way.
When
Let
he
me know
got
you're done.
downstairs, they had keychains and coffee mugs.
Yeah, I went full splash cam.
So then, I'm assuming you had to get your nuts drained, right?
Drained.
No.
Yeah, because if it's like engorged, I'm sure.
No, there was
Gay
no
doctor.
drain.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't remember if they treat it or if they just said you're sick, stay home, it'll go away. I forget how it went away, but we went to a doctor and it went away.
He put the zero up to it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, did you put like a tap into the side of it, like a keg?
Just maple syrup.
Just splashes it in your face, like wake up, kid.
Welcome to the real world.
It's gonna get harder from here on out.
This is the worst case of Vermont testicle I've ever seen.
He just has a short snag. He's like, all right, it is what we call living large. Yeah, that's a bummer, dude.
Yeah, that sounds terrible.
Are there specifically child doctors who just work on dick stuff? What do you think? You just go to
Yeah,
a
they're
regular-
called perverts, dude. I'm pretty sure they're not doctors.
I don't
Mike.
actually get paid for this.
Yeah.
This is just a labor of love. I'm just here.
Zach Adams. He honks it like a clown nose.
You know, Jackter is the best medicine. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there are creep doctors who are just.
Well, there was that one doctor that only worked on like little girl vaginas. Remember the gymnastics doctor?
Larry Nasser.
Yeah.
Well, he did everything, but he thought it was all
specialized.
kind of
It was a jack of all
emanating from
trades.
the vagina.
Oh, he was an actual medical professional.
Yeah.
He wasn't
Yeah, he
just a vagina doctor.
No, he was like the doctor for the United States Olympics team.
gymnastics.
I think
thought he was a
just wanted to
vagina
do pussy-
chiropractor.
I think he just wanted to do pussy stuff, and
Yeah.
they let him.
Yeah, he had dreams to be just the vagina guy.
Yeah, he'd say my wrist hurts from the fucking balance beam. I landed wrong, and he goes, "Yeah, you got pussy tension."
Hold on.
Essentially,
Yeah.
Hold on, you might have mumps. Let me just see what's going on down there. Yeah, that's yeah, I'm pretty sure there are pediatric gynecologists.
Oh
That,
God.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, how would you let anybody in the school that wanted to do
I
that?
think when you retire, they should shoot you in the head. You should be put down.
I'm
like a
pretty sure
horse.
there's one guy like, you know what, I'm going into a field that nobody wants to touch except me.
Dude, that's the worst. He comes into the room on the scooty chair.
Like a segue.
He's like, look, I'm the only person who's qualified to do this. I'm the only person who will do this, okay? If you see me, your life's in shambles right now.
I went to school for 8 years. Let's make this worth it for me.
I only had to go for 6, but
I was a teacher's pet in pediatric gynecology school.
A little bit of a brown nose.
dude, he's putting fucking apple on your desk. It's like, dude, get this.
I was doing extra credit that wasn't even extra credit.
Dude, they have to do something when a guy gets into gynecology to like weed out the weirdos.
Oh, they
right?
probably do.
Yeah.
There has to be like a day
Yeah.
one thing where they're just like, this is not for you.
I'm
kid."
pretty sure they make you work on like a rotted cantaloupe first. You know, like
Yeah.
they really just.
You know what they probably do? It's they probably go student by student, like showing you a picture of a pussy and see if you laugh or smile.
Now, do they want the laugh or smile?
No, you're out of there. You got to be all business.
Because if I think you're like, I think that's more alarming.
Yeah,
if you're
that's
like,
creepy,
look,
More alarming
This
than-
might not be a great idea.
oh, God. He's fighting with his hand to not smash himself with the frying pan.
No, that's fine. That's fine. No, I totally want to be here.
Mr. Shaner, please take the bib out of your shirt.
I'm on my baby. Oh! I'm pretty sure there is one guy that show a picture. He's like, oh! 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 That's a pussy. All right.
Now, right. Do you think they start
got
off
me.
by showing you an old lady pussy? Because that would
They-
be like the least desirable.
They have to, or they do that whole thing where it's like the pussy or raw meat, like the old like meme thing. Like, which one is it?
Yeah.
and just or they show one that's like had an M80 in it, like something fucked up.
They should start you with geriatric and make you work your way
yeah,
backwards.
you gotta-
like Billy Madison.
Your entire career should be structured like
Yeah,
that.
if you want a Billy Madison.
But that's how you know someone's dedicated. It's like I
Yeah.
started at the top.
That's like
And I
that's
worked
Benjamin
my way
Cutting. Just working away.
Yeah, you'd probably. I mean, I guess if you did start, you'd probably have to start with old lady vagina.
And that, well, I don't.
I think that would actually be also a good test to see if you're dealing with a pervert. You show them a picture of an old lady vagina, and if they know that's an old lady vagina, you probably got a creep on your hand.
I don't know, man, because there's.
You think you can look at pussies in different generations and know you can age a pussy?
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
Are you
pretty
allowed
sure.
to see the outer labia as well?
No,
or are we
just-
just going
Oh, just the canal.
pink parts
Yeah.
only?
Oh no, I'll give you the outer too.
Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure.
I
Full
bet I could
shade,
guess
yeah.
the age. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I
Dylan,
could, too.
see if this is already a quiz on something.
Yeah,
All right, here. I'm going to pull up something in the GILF subreddit,
Okay.
and you guys tell. It's clearly an old woman, but I want you to honestly tell me if you think you could have been confused had you not known.
okay, I appreciate that.
Oh, I think
yeah,
I know.
you are talking to a bit of an expert.
I think.
yeah.
I think I know who this might be.
Phyllis. Yeah,
I'm just saying.
Gilmore.
Let me put
he
on my
said
old
Billy Madison.
pussy sleuthin' hat right now.
Right off the bat, the same fucking issue that I've had with the Pog subreddit. This lady's like 40. Like, how does she get into the GILF subreddit?
yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
well, my
practice.
my mom was a grandmom at age
Yeah, you
32.
gotta think about that. I've seen some gilfs that are like, whoa, you're a gilf. It's kind of wild. Anybody can be a gilf if their family sucks.
Yeah,
You know.
Well, we're gonna lose Mike for a couple minutes. Yeah.
Shout out to John Griff. He said my 4 favorite honkies in the world.
John Griff's man, front and center at the dojo. Thanks for a cool time.
Vincent said gang shit. Grief stricken said, yo, yesterday was the 1-year anniversary of my dad's passing. Could Tim, Sid, and Mike hit me with a little dad wisdom? You'd want your 36-year-old son, fat gay retard son, to have said, P.S. WWF rules. Love you, Sid and Rye.
oh hell yeah.
Man, if I lost my daddy, I'd be so lost. That sucks, man. Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's crazy. 36 he is? He's 36 years old?
Yeah, what's the advice you guys would give to a 36-year-old son?
I mean, when I turned 40, I learned very quickly that, and I talk about this a lot, your butthole doesn't keep its elasticity. So just to let them be warned that
You've got finite butthole.
you got finite butthole elasticity. So it's coming. It's coming. It comes for everybody. So don't freak out too much.
What's happening to, well, how are the symptoms presenting?
So, and this is the honest to God truth. So it presented to me one day when I was about to sneeze, and I just knew instantly that my butthole didn't have the same retention, and that sneeze was treacherous.
Damn.
Yeah.
So wait, you felt
And-
your butthole like go in and
I felt that my butthole could not handle the force of the sneeze I was about to do.
Whoa! And can we relate this to somehow to losing your father?
Well, he doesn't have a dad. He doesn't have a dad to tell him.
Okay.
He
I
doesn't,
like
he
that.
doesn't have a dad to warn him about that anymore. Can you zoom in on the?
I like how you're holding it up like it's a picture of a dog you found.
The last one here is from Pike
way.
Von
That's clearly
Doom.
old.
He said, "Congrats to the newest story warrior, Michael fucking Rainey.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
the
hell yeah,
news
you
is
won?
out.
And what a fine Tuesday treat to have Shaner and Sid here. Have a great week, boys."
Oh hell yeah.
Thank you, brother. But also relative to the fellow whose dad's passed, one, condolences.
Yeah.
But two, brother, I think I don't know. As a fellow member of the Dead Dad Club, it's just weird. It's going to be weird for a while. I don't know when things change or that it ever gets not weird. But, bro, you see me now. 4 months ago, actually 3 months ago, I was crestfallen. I could barely get a word out given my dad's eulogy. And here I am sharing gilf porn with my buddies in good spirits. So please just know that the gilfs may be what's responsible for bringing you out of your despair. So hang in there. I advise you to go to r/gilf right now. They're in there. All right. Initially, you're going to be hit with some ladies who probably should not be in there. And I don't know what the fuck Reddit moderators do these days, but I might even occupy myself by offering
What
to
is
become
your
a moderator.
job, even Reddit monitors? What are you even doing?
You have to dig through the pink to get the real gold. You know.
But I love and support you, brother. And hit me up anytime if you ever want to talk for real. You can social media. I give out my number all the time. You can text me 215-789-5407. If you ever want to get it off your chest, man, let me know. I'm always happy to talk, man.
It's only going to take one time for that to go really poorly.
Yeah.
Bro, I've been 4 years now where I've only had, it was the very first guy I had to block him because he was too much.
Yeah.
After that, it's been smooth sailing. Everybody's been cool. They either just say what's up, or there's even people I continuously text with. Now,
I mean, that's great.
the only issue is I'm having trouble keeping up with everybody. So there's people that have texted me that I still haven't gotten back to yet, but I promise you I'm digging through it.
He's a little preoccupied with gilf porn at the moment. Dude, when you were, the way you were looking at that phone after, you were just like, oh. Looked like you were trying to defuse a bomb.
Well, part of it was that I couldn't believe that they're letting these clearly not gilfs into the gilf.
You say that they're not gilfs. They might be gilfs, Mike.
But he's saying they might not.
I
Even
understand
be
your
MILFs.
criteria, but I disagree with it because, just because you're a bitch who had kids at 16
Sure.
doesn't mean that because you became a grandmom at 25
Yeah.
that you should be considered a
That
gilf.
shouldn't be
Mike,
a gilf porn.
I'm gonna now here, fellas.
Yeah.
You're looking at gilf philosophy over the aesthetic. I understand what you're doing, and I respect what you're doing. This is like saying nerd porn can't just be a woman with glasses on. You have to look at it.
Yes. Yeah.
I know what you're saying,
Yeah.
but what the thing is a lot of people I think are going to go down that like, oh, she's definitely not a gilf because she's not old enough to be a gilf. But I think there are people who were like, no, she definitely is.
But the parameters for nerd porn and gilf porn are so different.
I don't know, man. I kind of agree with Rao on this one. And also it's kind of like, all right, if you're letting everybody in, what does the term even mean anymore?
Yeah.
But I will say this:
Men are going to start dominating gilf porn.
if you're letting everyone in, you will see people go to the wayside. There are still OG nerds that are still just taking dildos the size of fucking arms every day. And
So do you think we just have to wait it out?
yeah.
Like the week from
It's
the
either
chaff?
the real MILFs will die. So I would say the real gilfs will eventually die. You have to. I'm telling you, there are people like
These
yeah,
are prospect gilfs.
yeah, exactly.
Their patches
They're
here.
not in there yet. They're not in the gang yet. I'm telling
Grandmoms
you.
of anarchy.
I'm just telling you, there will be a time where you're like, man, she's a fake ass gilf. But then she's gonna do something where you're like, you know
She's
what?
going to age.
You know what? You showed me. You showed me with those 3 years of aging.
I don't know, man.
You
I
know,
think everybody's in such a hurry to be a gilf these days. Just enjoy what you are.
Enjoy
know?
being a MILF.
And even if I even think MILF gets overused because again, it's like, all right, you had kids at
This
fucking
bitch
18.
don't got no kids.
Yeah, it's like you might have kids, but at the same time, it's like I think my MILF criteria is you should be mid-30s. Mid-30s, you can't be any younger
Where's
than
where's GILF criteria come into it?
that. 55.
55.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, though. I will say 55 that's good for you. I will say, though, I remember Hustler putting out a magazine called 40 Plus, which also, there was like, the whole thing was like just saggy titted bitches regardless of. So all these chicks kind of fell into a GILF-ish category. I think the 40 plus is where you're going to find.
We need more of a spectrum.
Yeah.
We've only
Yeah.
got 2 categories right now. and
Yes.
It's way too broad.
I think that's the bigger issue.
right.
Mike,
We
I think
like-
you need to start a show called Come on the Spectrum where you're just going all over the place trying to find the sweet spot
Yeah.
of Jack.
Because I guess if a MILF is too young, she doesn't have like the mom aura. That's just a chick I want to
Yes.
fuck.
Yeah.
It's like, of course, like she's young.
You need to make noise when you stand up to be considered a MILF. Something's got to be going wrong with you physically.
I think that was a very legit metric.
I think so too.
Yeah.
for MILF.
For MILF, because I think mid-30s is when shit starts, the wheels start to come undone a little bit.
Okay.
There's going to be,
You
everybody's
don't
got
want to spry MILF. is
No,
basically
but
what
like,
you're saying.
I don't want you calling yourself a MILF unless you accidentally piss a little bit if you try to do jumping jacks.
that's a good one too.
Oh, that's
it's
a
like
good
a little
one.
bit of piss when you don't want it. Your ankle hurts a little bit for no reason.
Yeah.
You know, you might have trouble getting out of the couch that you didn't used to have. There's got to be something which distinguishes you.
You got some high mileage sweatpants.
Yeah.
Yes, dude. Like now we're like starting, you know, we've started the conversation. So now there's like, all right, maybe at a certain point we could submit like a one sheet of criteria, narrow it down to a half sheet, and then and by the end of that conversation, we're closer to having a clear definition of MILF and GILF than we were when we started.
Therefore, you're also going to break down subcategories with MILF porn too. You're going to be like, I need a MILF that looks like she just slept on the couch wrong. Like you're
Right.
definitely
Yeah.
going to need
Yeah.
like, I need to know.
Well,
that's up to
okay.
her.
So we go MILF designation. Immediately we have a forking path. We have kind of gave up on herself and, you know, trying to impress her trainer.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And then that's when we get into the real, you
Yeah.
know, flora of the thing.
Yeah, and to me, like that's the beauty of MILFs in that it seems like youth has passed them by, but then it's like you realize it's like when you're fighting and like you realize like I'm about to lose, and you have that burst that you didn't think you had.
She's ready to go out on her shield.
She's got a little adrenaline. I get you.
Whereas, I mean, part of what defines the beauty of GILFs for me is that they've forgone all that. So now it's just like I'm fucking until my heart stops.
Oh, you got wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, it's even GILF can be a dumb bitch too that lacks wisdom. It's just she's dry, but she still
Not
wants
my
to do
grandmother.
Not my mom,
it.
dude.
Gray lives matter, man.
I just think that like, well, that's where it comes down to too. You have cougars, matures, GILF, and MILF. It's
Yeah.
like all of those kind of like they're like the little 4 tentacles.
And then you
coming
also have
off of it.
spunkers, which are old ladies who
Yeah.
like to fuck, whereas GILFs can just be hot old ladies.
Exactly.
Okay, so what's the difference between a MILF and a cougar, if you don't mind me asking?
I think
You'd like to fuck a MILF. A cougar.
A cougar
She's on the
goes
hunt.
out. She's on the
Yeah.
cunt.
Yeah.
She's on
yeah,
the
she's a
hunt.
pursuer.
She's the one who goes to like the dancing bear, like fucking
Yeah.
bachelorette parties. Who's like, I don't normally go all those,
Yeah.
and then they fucking
Like
you know.
committing sexual assault because she had 4 martinis.
Exactly.
Yeah, you almost can't not fuck a cougar. Like they're all
They'll get you.
They'll get you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're the cougar fucks you, dude.
And the
Back in my day, cougar fuck you.
and on the same token, the spunker will do the same for you versus like the GILF who's just hot by age and default.
Yeah.
Okay, Spunker is an old cougar.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
He's not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah, Spunker.
I would include. I think the ultimate spunker is Blanche from
Golden Girls.
Did you know her full name is Eddie Rue McClanahan?
Eddie?
Eddie Rue, but then she decided like people in Hollywood would mistake her for a man if she went by Eddie Rue, so she shortened it, got rid of the Eddie and the hyphen, and just went by Rue McClanahan.
Man. That's kind of weird that
Was she a slut in real life?
Seems like it.
yeah, she might have been.
I can tell. Like, you know how you can look at a lady and just tell she fucks? That's what I always picked up on Rue McClanahan.
Yeah,
I don't
I
think
mean-
she was that good of an actress.
No.
I was told I couldn't, but yeah. But yes, I can. We all can.
I think, I mean, from what I heard, fucking Betty White was a little bit of a throat goat. From
She
what I
does,
heard.
yeah. The real ice queen out of the bunch seemed to be B. Arthur.
B. Arthur definitely, dude, that pussy was so dry.
I know.
Out of control.
You heard squeaking when you tried to use a strap on her.
No, you thought your dick would break even if it looked at it. It would just fucking. It's not a good vagina.
But here's the deal: what if she had the nastiest pussy out of all of them?
Oh, just what? Just fuck.
She knew what she had, and that's why she acted like that.
Oh, just imagine.
Yeah.
Digging in that thing and getting that gruff voice barking back at you.
You're not doing it.
Is that all you got? 4 inches? Are you serious?
Part of me thinks that inside of B. Arthur's pussy there is a balloon full of fucking moisture that you have to break like a pinata. You know?
Use your elbow to open it.
You gotta Fonzie it.
You gotta release the wop.
Yeah,
Bring
that's
a
what I'm
lunch,
talking
man.
about.
It's gonna be a long night.
You know, I don't think you can just smack it and smack the dust
Flop it
off
around,
Yeah,
yeah.
no. You got to get up in there and find the little pull string.
Now, what's the secret?
You
Like
gotta
we
break
have
the valve.
Yeah.
We have Blue Chew. Are older ladies using just Astroglide these days, or are they taking something to moisten them up?
I don't know. I have no idea. I know they're probably using. It's probably old stuff too. Like I know somebody told me that they mixed Vaseline with mayonnaise once.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
I was gonna say put hand soap in there, but that was way worse.
Hand soap. That's a one-way ticket to irritation.
Yeah, but you can also put water in there too.
That's also what hand soap. That sounds like the
You
soapiest.
think mayonnaise in
Look, I didn't
Vaseline
say
was a better idea than
Vaseline
hand
and
soap?
mayonnaise was good. I'm just saying hand soap.
But you said mine was bad. I'm just spitballing here. Come on, we're throwing stuff
I'm just
out
saying
of corkboard here.
that just seems like one, it would froth up and be bubbly, and also dry out after a while. Water is the worst lubricant in the world, man.
Yeah, I'm with the Vaseline mayonnaise combo.
Yeah.
I don't also dare to call it womanaise.
I like what you're doing there.
Boys, what do you want to promote before we go?
Oh, World War Fun.
Yeah, check us out on World War Fun.
Yeah, Shane and I are doing a new podcast together, World War Fun, on all the platforms, specifically Spotify, iTunes, and YouTube. But come check us out. We're having a good time over there.
Yeah, and you can always check me out on the M Podcast, wherever you get your podcasts, and make sure you call the hotline 833-443-5300. We'll address any comment, question, concern, or possible new criteria for GILFs. I don't know what you got there. Throw it out. Definitely do it.
I disagree with you calling your podcast the N. I think it's inappropriate. And I would not use that if I were you.
World War Fun. Check it out. Check out World War Fun.
Tim, it would not be a Mike Rainey podcast if I didn't bring things to a screeching halt at one point. What would you like to promote, buddy?
I'm getting back out on the road at the end of June. I'll be in Wilmington, North Carolina, June 27th and 28th. Dead Crow Comedy. TimButterly.com for tickets. Check out all the stuff I make on YouTube. Tim Butterly Show, Metal Girl Solid, Field Tripping. There's a lot of stuff in the works as I enter this cocoon, and I'm expecting to emerge a beautiful butterfly without the F in just a couple of weeks. We have a brand new Field Tripping cooking for you guys, and I'm so excited. I mean, there's a lot of work left to do for it, but I'm so excited to share it with you guys. And I mean, just be patient with me, please, for the next couple of weeks as I get my entire life figured out. That's all.
Can I promote one more thing?
Go
I
for
forgot.
it. Yeah.
God.
June 21st.
Oh, yes.
Shayna and I are co-headlining at Soul Joel's in Pottstown.
Ooh.
Come check us out.
Soul Joel, by the way, I just want to shout him out very quickly. He is a dream to work with. He's treated me very well, and he just let us do the second live Tim Butterly show, which, by the way, you can watch on YouTube right now. It was a fucking riot.
The most fun.
Yeah, that was
puked.
ridiculous.
The most fun.
We made
only one person?
We made at least one person puke. There was a lot of heaving going on in the room.
I think it was crazy watching. I will give it to Joel. He stayed in there as long as he possibly could.
He tried to tough it out.
He left and
He's
then
not
came
built
back.
for what we're doing, but he really gave it his all.
So he left. He left right before the first spoonful.
Oh,
But then
Don't give it away.
yeah.
I'm just saying he walked back in third spoonful because he thought it was going to be over.
Dude, I caught the first one because I thought it had already gone,
No.
and I came back in and I saw the first one. But also watching that many people in the room dry heave, like
It was wild.
to-
It was
like
nice.
I never felt more bonded with strangers in my life.
Felt like Stand By Me.
Yeah.
It's got to be like
Naeem was screaming.
he was
in distress.
He couldn't believe it.
He's the guy that he fucked me up because like he was screaming in distress and then he stopped screaming, so I thought it was over, and that's when I came in.
Nah, dude.
Oh,
So he,
no.
yeah, that was all his fault.
It was like kind of like I can only imagine that's what it must have been like back in like the 1940s and 50s when gross out movies were like real big. Ooh. And everyone was just like, oh no. It's like, no, but have you seen a man do that?
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Well, I have now.
Yeah, we all have.
Unfortunately.
But yeah, check that out. It was the best time ever. I had all my boys. I had
so much fun.
I had Rainey. We had the best time ever, and it's kind of a proof of concept. I want to keep doing that shit live. I want to turn that into like a nice little production that we can. Anyway, it's on YouTube. See you guys later. Thank you.
Hey, thank you guys to all you guys that have pre-ordered my new book, Terrible Advice for Lovers, and my new coloring book, both of which are coming out in a matter of weeks. If you still want to pre-order, you can do so up until June 3rd, which is next Tuesday. And on the June 3rd episode of Dad Meat, I'm going to be picking the winner of the Disney World with the Rain Train competition. And whoever's number gets picked, I'm paying for you to come to Disney World with me next April. All your shit's going to be paid for. Drew Montana's going to be coming with me, too. We're going to have a ton of fun. And if you don't get picked, don't worry. I'll send out all the details. If you want to join us, we're going to make a fun weekend out of it. In addition to that, check out my newest podcast, Getting Some Head. I've had Tim, I've had Shayner on. In a couple weeks, Sid's going to come on. It's an interview podcast, and I really love getting to know these guys even more than I know them right now. There's so many great interviews up there. We get a little nasty with everybody. And last night, Shayner just did his, or I'm sorry, last week, Shayner just did his After Dark. It's up on patreon.com/gettingsomehead. We talked for close to 2 hours about all his nasty business.
It was gross.
And next week, I got an episode with Dan Soder coming out, and Soder is one of the funniest guys on the fucking planet, no doubt. But he was so introspective that I felt like I was not there with him. I was just like observing him speak.
Oh wow!
So profoundly on all these topics that he was speaking on. So check out Getting Some Head. And aside from that, in a few minutes, we're going to be back over at patreon.com/dadmeatpodcast. Part 2 with Sid and Shayner. You two guys are the fucking funniest. I'm so glad you're doing a podcast together.
Oh, thank you.
And I know that shit's going to be great.